The finale of Kingdom Hearts Dark Road gave us some massive insight as well as some massive despair when looking into the backstory of Xehanort. We learned a ton of things, some small and some not so small. Here are 10 of the most substantial revelations from Dark Road's final update in my opinion. Hey guys, it's HMK once again with another Kingdom Hearts Dark Road video. Here are 10 huge things we learned from Dark Road's finale. Be sure to like, share, subscribe, and strap on in for the safety of hype. Let's dive directly into the darkness with number 10. For number 10, we deal with the body count. While we did see something like this coming when it comes to all the death and despair in Kingdom Hearts Dark Road, it had way more deaths than I expected and way more gruesome than I expected. Literally everyone but Xehanort, Eraqus, Master Odin, and one other person on this list bites dust, some of which in ways that are pretty wild for a Kingdom Hearts game. I honestly thought there would be one or two to live on from Xehanort's fond days, but this definitely gives grounds to his dark descent. Something that was very interesting in Dark Road is how they finally handled death and acknowledged it, where there was a scene where Hades cut a deal with Xehanort and Eraqus in order to see their fallen comrades in the underworld. All in all, when it comes to what we saw, I don't want to hear anyone ever say that no one dies in Kingdom Hearts ever again. At number 9 was something that was incredibly exciting, but at the same time incredibly frightening. We got a peek at the Master of Masters' abilities. Sure, we knew he wrote the Book of Prophecies, we knew that he was able to forge Keyblades to give to his followers, and that he had the Gazing Eye in order to look into the future, but we didn't see anything more akin to combat prowess. But thanks to Dark Road, we do. It seems that the Master of Masters can literally manipulate other people's Keyblades at will. An ability like this already puts him to be one of the bigger threats in Kingdom Hearts, more so than I ever thought. While someone like Yozora had to burst down Sora in order to take his Keyblade's power, it seems that the Master of Masters can do it freely at will. If this is just a small taste of what the Master of Masters is able to accomplish, then Sora and the gang definitely have an immensely tall order on their plate when possibly facing this next menace. Remember I said earlier in the video how there was one person that didn't bite the dust? At the very end of Dark Road, you found out that Broggy, one of Xehanort's classmates, didn't truly die like how the game presented he did. Not only is he alive and kicking, but it turns out that Broggy is another one of Lushu's many vessels throughout time. Which honestly, in my opinion, was a bit on the nose, but I'm good with it. How Lushu went from Brain to Broggy to Braig. Okay, I see you, Nomura. This revelation of Lushu being Broggy reveals that he was keeping tabs on Xehanort for a very long time, and that he was looking around for someone being known as the Dark Seeker that would go through with the Master of Masters' grand scheme. It was really cool seeing this connection, and I wonder if we're going to see more of Lushu's past vessels as we go forward into Kingdom Hearts. Okay, now this one is definitely a doozy. It confirms the reincarnation of the player character into another character that we see in the Kingdom Hearts series, and no, it's not Xehanort as myself and many others believed initially. As it turns out, the player character reincarnated into the player character within that of Missing Link, and it's heavily implied that that player character from Missing Link grew really old and is confirmed to be the identity of what many people within the community have dubbed Blue Robe, aka Xehanort's caretaker. So rather than Xehanort being the reincarnation of the player character, it turns out the player character reincarnated into the player character of Missing Link, got super old, eventually becomes Xehanort's guardian, raise him, and then pass on. This revelation was quite insane, as it shows that Xehanort was actually looking into the memories of the player who still retained them even after all this time, and we're going to explain more on that later. It was really cool to see this peek into the childhood of Xehanort had some insane context going from the past into the future of Kingdom Hearts. And now we get spicy with the concept of darkness. For a while now, thanks to the revelations in Union Cross, we knew about this concept that I like to call the cognitive darknesses or the willful darknesses. Well, now we have something of a true name, with it being the true darknesses. And it turns out that these darknesses are pretty much the progenitors of most of the darkness, if not all the darkness that pervades in the world right now. and that the fate and location of these darknesses have been fleshed out quite a bit in Dark Road. And honestly, the more we learn about them, the more scarier they are. This reveal was actually kind of insane to me. It's how Xehanort found Ventus in the first place. So it's not like Xehanort happened to come across Ventus in the Keyblade graveyard. First off, Xehanort saw Ventus in his dreams thanks to him peeking into the memories of the player character. And in an effort to locate a friend he never met, he went on to ask the magic mirror in Dwarven Woodlands. The mirror then revealed the location of Ventus during that point in time, as he was flung to the Keyblade graveyard as seen in the ending of Union Cross. And as insinuated from that ending and from what the magic mirror went on to say, Xehanort's other friends, the friends that he saw within his dreams, will come to exist in different points in time thanks to the outcome of using the arcs. With another huge new Kingdom Hearts ending, we have another new piece of huge new Kingdom Hearts lore, and that is the Child of Destiny, who is destined to come from Destiny Islands. Apparently, there is a legend that states that the Child of Destiny shall come from Destiny Islands with the ability to connect their hearts with others, being able to see what's within their hearts and even become one. And that this Child of Destiny would indeed be the one to change the fate of light expiring and darkness prevailing. And that Xehanort's caretaker believed that Xehanort would be this child. And technically, they weren't wrong. Don't worry, I have a video lined up breaking down what I just said. But of course, that doesn't mean there wasn't another Child of Destiny, if you know what I mean. Okay, at number 3, we have the final confirmation of something that is incredibly dark, something that was always part of the plan, but it already happened at this point. That yes, the 7 deadly darknesses of the 13 true darknesses are already within the Lost Masters. The Foretellers, Lushu, and the Master of Masters. They are already containing these darknesses. They've had these darknesses the whole time, and that, ladies and gentlemen, make them extremely dangerous. Which could explain why they were locked up in another dimension for so long and that Lushu had to summon them back, and why they would indeed be the ops against Sora in this new chess game leading into the Lost Master arc. Can you spell doom? At number 2, we apparently have the real way to summon Kingdom Hearts. So for the longest, we always had the interpretation that to summon the true Kingdom Hearts, we need to make the Keyblade, the true Keyblade, the right way, in which we need 7 lights to clash with 13 darknesses. The original bad way to do it was to have 1 strong light and 1 strong darkness to fight each other in order to make an incomplete Keyblade, in order to not truly summon Kingdom Hearts. But the real way required 7 lights, 13 darknesses, the real Keyblade, and then you can summon and unlock Kingdom Hearts. But apparently within Dark Road, this word comes from a true darkness in which we need 13 lights to be consumed by the darkness of chaos. And this is what the true darkness that was inhabiting Baldur was after by smoking everybody. Now, 7 lights clashing with 13 darknesses could definitely be seen as an interpretation of this rule, but that still leaves the Keyblade unaccounted for, which, by the way, we don't have a massive idea of where the Keyblade is when it comes to the Key Saga itself. So it seems that rather than 13 darknesses, we always needed 13 lights. I'm sure this is going to be fleshed out a little bit later in Missing Link, but for now, this is a major revelation. And here we go. Number 1 for me is the confirmation that Xehanort is indeed a descendant of Keyblade Master Ephemer, specifically being his great-great-grandson. And funny enough, I made this as a pocket theory like years ago. I'm pretty sure like 2016 or something like that. But it was a common thought considering, you know, Xehanort and Ephemer's hair color. But this is huge given that Xehanort has a bit of a blue blood descendants of his own when compared to that of Ericus, who is heavily implied to be Brain's grandson. And with the whole idea of bloodlines bound to be explored within that of Kingdom Hearts Missing Link, I feel that this is a great stepping stone in that direction. Many have always believed that Xehanort came from a grand lineage, and now we have the confirmation that Xehanort part of the Society of Succession and has the bloodline of those with inheritance. Bone chillin', isn't it? What was your favorite revelation that came out of Kingdom Hearts Dark Road? And what are you most excited for in the future that is the Lost Master arc and Kingdom Hearts 4? Let me know what you think and your theories as well in the comment section below, and be sure to like, share, and most importantly subscribe to HMK for more Kingdom Hearts videos every week. Big thanks to my patrons for helping making this video happen. If you want to find out how you can support HMK for just $1 a month, check out my information in the description box below, and be sure to grab some merch over at my shop at Fourth Wall. Alright guys, until the next video, this has been your boy HMK, and I'll check you guys later.
So you haven't subscribed to HMK yet? Don't piss Xemnas off.